What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Side Order. I am your host for today, Glyphracker, and today we're getting into a little bit of Sandustry. But before we do that, don't forget to smash that like button, comment, and subscribe, as here at the Side Order, we would love for you to have a seat at the table. Now, with all that being said, let's get into some Sandustry. Alright, and welcome to Sandustry, where today we're going to figure out how to move around, and then we're going to start digging our massive hole to victory. Now about this game that I'll just automatically start off with, which is you need to make sure that you get all the sand wet. In order to get gold from it, which is going to be your source of income, you must have wet sand. So with that being said, I'm going to dig out a big chunk of this, and let's make some money. I'm pretty sure this should be enough sand to dry up all the water. Then you just shake it, and you get your gold. You're left with slag, which shouldn't mix together. It will have its own purpose later on. Let's just get the money that they're asking for. Oh, they want us to drop dry sand into the water. My bad. Boosh, there we go. Pick up the wet sand and shake it, just like so. And put the money in the money box. Now you want to open up your tech tree using T and open up the first bit of logistics or stuff, which now you can build in the build menu. We're not going to get too invested in that quite yet. We're going to finish cleaning up all this because technically if we can get to the next level of equipment, it'll be way better for us in the long run. Because the faster we can get to what they call the filters, the better it is for us in the long run. So I'm going to sit here and shake away some of this, and I'll see you guys in just a few moments once I get back to a spot where I can actually start building. So I'll see you guys in just a couple moments. Alright, so here we are back at a spot where we can build. We've managed to get a fair amount of gold to the point where we're actually overstocked our little box there, container. Now comes the fun part, where we have the ability to build. I'm going to be the guy to bust this right open and give everybody what they need to know right at the beginning, which is this here is your water vents. You're going to want to build them as high as you possibly can. First, you're going to want to find out where the limit is. And this is going to basically structure in where you have to build. We're going pretty high. There we go. You hit the window or the roof. So now we'll just go here, like so. Bring it over a little bit, like so. And that is the start of your box to control the water, because if you let the water just spew out wherever it wants all willy-nilly, it will land off to the sides, it will get into your conveyor system, it will screw everything up. So by building this is the first step to making everything successful, and also allows you to control where your water flow and your stream is going to go. As you get further into the game, you will be able to change up a little bit of how this goes so that you might be able to control some of the water, but for the most part, this is what you're going to want to do. And there are two of them, so you could technically make a box. Do remember that they have to touch the upper air. Now, this is why I made you guys go up to the limit, because technically I think it's like 7 blocks above the limit is where it turns into water and then rains back down, which is exactly kind of what we're aiming for. And that is our first area, all said and done. With that being said, I would recommend for most people to make a tower type construction. So therefore making a spot to hold a bunch of dirt, a spot to hold a bunch of a spot to hold wet sand, a spot to hold slag, just a spot for everything. This way you're not turning your water and all that into a main sorting area, because a lot of problems can happen when you run low on water or out of water. So I'm going to build this here, which is going to be a dirt collection. Just kind of pour it like so. And that will pour it straight down from here to there, creating a nice big pile. And we'll be able to do whatever we want to from that, giving us this area to sort everything out. Now I'm going to try and raise everything off the ground and convene all these points, because every part of this process is going to make you money. In order to successfully take all that money and put it somewhere, you have to make a big collection pool, and the bigger your collection pool and having one spot for all your money would make it a lot easier in the long run. So I'm going to construct here and build away, and I'll see you guys in just a couple more seconds with our first load of dirt going through the system. Alright, so here we are. We're ready to start digging. Let's start. Start making some money too while we're at it. Just kind of clear out everything. Yet again, just making all that path. You'll eventually clear out enough area that you'll find some cool stuff down underneath and be able to purchase some upgrades. That is kind of the whole point of this. You do have a research panel that you do have to go through. You can upgrade everything until the second last tier. There's only a couple things that you can. And you can also find their special fluxite and upgrade some of your weapons and stuff. I'll get to that point when it comes, but until then we are just going to sit here and mine like crazy using our amazing rifle gun here. Our digging rifle, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty basic and simple idea, but as it progresses, you eventually get more and more items to use or manipulate from what you're getting with gold. I'll try and get to the next sequence here in the next little bit to show you guys that. Quite a fun little time waster. And if you do eventually make it far enough, you can start basically making your own special purple gem stuff, fluxite. So now I'm just going to sit here and dump a bunch of this sand into the water. So just click and drag. I've already set up a conveyor system. So just click and drag yet again, just wash, rinse, and repeat, making sure that all the sand and everything makes its way down to the bottom, where it then goes up, it gets piled up there. I forgot to add in the most important part of this, the conveyor belt. So everything will, yet again as you see, continue its way up. Once I actually do this right, continue its way up and start pouring its way down. So there we are. Hover. Find fluxite, find this stuff, and unlock guns, which we will be doing very shortly here. As you see, we're starting to gain a fair amount of money. And that's kind of the whole point. You end up getting the slag. And then you'll have to eventually unlock a flamethrower, burn the slag, and then drop it at a high speed or high height. And you will turn that into more money and spores. From the spores, you will then add a little bit of water, hence the reason why I've been mentioning that the water is very important to control in this. You'll add a little bit of water to it, and then you will grow plants. This is where I've been struggling with. You have to make a big enough open area that you can spray the spores. They will cover the planter boxes, but yet not continuously grow. It's quite a challenge. So yes, that's how that part works. The money's flowing in right now. We have tons of that. Eventually you unlock a flamethrower and you can go and start activating the water so that you can actually have more water. Ba-doom, ba-doom, just dropping away. Just do this quickly and then I'll start digging again, explore some more area. And like you see there, all that slag is starting to count up. We'll have a nice big pile of it, hopefully by the end of this. But let's go digging a little bit and see if we can find some more cool stuff. Well, there's some water. Yet again, that will make everything's job a little bit easier. We'll try and fill it up. Or use it up with the sand. There we are, everything's all filled up. Looks like this is all producing quite well. You will eventually have to make your own conveyor systems to go deep down into the mines. This is the entrance of the mine, or at least the only one I've seen. The other starting spot, I think, is just meant for just that, starting off, and then you eventually have to move a bunch of the sand and water and stuff. So your best bet is to just fill up that little box. The second you can build a spot to make money, do it, and try and make it so that it is your permanent spot for all of your gold to flow to. It takes a little bit of rigmarole and a couple tries, but you'll eventually end up getting a well set up base and well manufactured area so that you don't have to spend too much time actually destroying plants and destroying other things. But for the most part, you can just dig your life away, just dig, and eventually I'll show you guys where the one artifact is. There's that purple stuff that I was after before. We'll just kind of clear up this area. Like so, clean this up, boom, boom. There's that purple stuff that I was telling you about that you can get upgrades from. Make yourself dig faster, more explosive shots. So let's follow this little arrow to our first big thing that you really need to find. Well, you don't really need to. I haven't found the purpose of it yet, but one of the things that they ask you to find . Unfortunately, I can't get there quite yet. We have to research guns. Boom, we've unlocked that. I think we did. Now we've unlocked that, which now gives us the ability to freeze the water so that we can walk across. Like so. Shoot our way down, and you get your first relic. So that's where the first relic is. The other one I'll let you guys find on your own. And for the most part, this is kind of what you're going to be doing. Slowly just going around upgrading things, such as the material scanner, also any of your filters and stuff like that that you'll want to, so that you can make your mining a lot successful. There is this right here. As you've seen, I was shooting the snow, which turns to ice and will freeze, or turns the ice chunks that turns to snow, which will then turn any water into ice. There's also ice itself, which if I had the flamethrower, you could melt, and it turns into a gas, which will then float up into the air, causing more water. So make sure before you start using the flamethrower to have your water spouts and everything ready and in place, or else you're going to flood your landscape and not work out well. Now, the one big thing I did want to point out is this is not passable. No objects will pass through it, and that includes water. If you do happen to, and I just unlocked it, use the filters, you can now filter only a certain object can go across, which is what you want to do in this situation. So we'll just kind of pause everything real quickly, which I haven't found a pause menu, by the way, but stop everything, go like this, boom, filter, block everything except for the slag. This can go across, boom, and there. Now the only thing that will go across is slag. Everything else has full access to go back up and through, and that's how you work out that. So without getting too far into the game, I'll let you guys pick it up, and it is a demo right now, so totally check it out. I will bring it up here. I'd also love for you guys to wishlist this on Steam. It is coming out in a couple months, so with all that being said, you guys know the deal, which is check in every day, because here at the Side Order, we're cooking up 6 days worth of content, and also ring that bell so you know when your order's fresh. Otherwise, you guys know what's going on, which is take it easy.